back in 1925. And almost 100 years later, this venue was built to house their next era. MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, we see who's better in the NFC. Between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. Jake Elliott is out and ready to kick this one away. And away we go from East Rutherford. He fields it from the 8. Making some progress here. Races past midfield. Finds a seam left side. He's off to the races. Touchdown on an incredible return. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kickback for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
Jason Sanders set to kick off.
What do you think, Brock? Can we get dueling kick return touchdowns, huh? Let's find out. The kick is away. And it looks like he's going to opt not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 35. Let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. They give up the gut to Bigsby. And he gets him about 3 yards here on the game's first offensive snap.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gives you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You can stick to the ground. You can throw beyond the sticks. Really create some indecision now defensively.
Now here he goes on the boot. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Even the best of them could be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. To the air on 3rd and long. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day 1 install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
Looking right, and he finds it. Ooh, and he is cracked at the tail end of that play. Good hit, but sure would have loved for it to have come earlier as he gets forward a bunch and gets him the 1st down. Gain of 26 yards there. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
Let's go.
Up the middle they go with Bigsby. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11. And it's not just some quarterbacks, Brock, you already got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
Dive play straight ahead. And their next snap is going to come from the red zone, Brock. He's down to that 17-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I call that a table setter right there. Table setter for yourself as a team in that huddle, gaining confidence on the ground, and you know that's going to set the table for some great play action pass to come.
Completed to his running back. And he gets it in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles put up points to begin the game. Quite the drive they put together to begin this game. What stood out to us, how quickly they were operating. They got a lot of plays in a small amount of time on the way to that touchdown.
What do you mean? We feel that tempo in the booth?
Yeah, yep. Certainly do.
Kept those guys guessing defensively and on their toes, not quite sure of what was coming next. And it will be that same strategy they employ, I'm going to guess so, until that defense proves they can stop it.
Johnson now on the return. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Giants lining things up. First and 10.
Hey, down, set.
Giving this drive a run by Allen. Drops by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
On the double.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is second and 10.
Ready. 45. White. Hut, hut.
Pass play coming here. And this one's not going to connect. Knocked away, and that failure to connect, Brock, means it's third down. Not must-have yet, Brock, but it does feel pretty important that they come up with an answer for that touchdown, but not going to be easy.
Nope, and incompletions like that certainly won't help.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here.
Set. White. White. Claws red. Hut.
They'll throw. Third and long. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up. And we talked about it earlier. Brought a losing streak into the building with them. That is not a good start towards breaking that streak as they go 3 and out.
No, you want to bust that narrative, and the best way to do that is to start fast, and, well, once again, they're not.
Starts his return from the 23. And he didn't quite break it, but still an excellent return that gets him up near midfield. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line. First and 10. This is Bigsby. This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
Takes the second down snap. Dumped off to his running back. He dodges the tackle. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Gain 15 there. That'll be good for a Philadelphia first down. No doubt they'll take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
Trying to throw this from the gun. Taking a deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
Handoff here for Bigsby. This is going to get them all the way to the red zone. He's taken down at the 13-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. You keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another first and 10.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Again, it's Bigsby. Still fighting forward. And he is into the end zone for a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles break the tie here in the first.
This right here, Kate, well, this is a performance of the modern-day running back. A touchdown on the ground, a touchdown through the air, and in just the first quarter, making a massive impact on the game.
That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles take the lead here, 14-7 in the first. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Bring it up in the middle of the end zone. And he's He's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The New York offense ready to get going here. It's first and 10.
Set. Ready.
Allen trying this straight ahead. He's able to manage a couple on that run.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's second and 8.
Set. Hut, hut.
First carry of the game for the rookie out of Alabama. He's taken down just a couple yards shy of the 40. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Danger, Kate. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
Set. Hut. Set.
Coming from the pistol, here's Allen. Well, he had to power through one tackle just to get back to the line that time.
When one defender failed, well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's second and 10.
Ready. Ready.
Rookie now from the gun. Hits his running back. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Let's go. Black. 90. Smash. Red. Ready.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. The defender was waiting for that one to make a play on it, knocked it away, forcing fourth down. The Giants are set to punt. And he'll try to hit this one well. And that hit at the 5, but got the bounce it needed to reach the end zone for a touchback. All right, going empty as they come to the line. It's first and 10. From the gun, it's a get to Bigsby. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
18 Cardinal.
One quarter down for these two NFC East teams. It's a 14-7 game. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They have second down behind the sticks. Now looking to throw. Oh, he's in trouble, and he's going to go down. The Giants are all over it. And for the second straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way. And that's going to bring up a tough third down.
Yeah, let's give some credit to the defense here, Kate. Right, we talk about explosive plays. Every offense is looking for them. But when a defense can go back-to-back, Jack, with a tackle for loss and a sack, well, they're more than doing their job.
Third and long for him here. Escapes the pocket. And he's just going to hook this one into about row C there. And some lucky fan. And all in a heck of a souvenir. So here's Jack Brownie to punt this one away. And he's in a real tough spot for his first kick. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. brought down before the return gets far. The ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down.
Here we go. Here.
So on read handoff to Allen. He powers ahead for about 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
This is Allen on 2nd. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Some offenses, well, they prefer to go run in that RPO situation. It's a safer call, a little more conservative. But in this case, it gets him just as many yards as a short completion would have.
We've set of downs from the 37.
Let's go.
First down, play action. And that's going to be incomplete. They tried to air it out, but just couldn't hook up.
You know what I like about this shot down the field, Kate? It keeps the defense honest. They know defensively, if we overcommit, we could get burned deep.
Ball stays at that 37. Here's 2nd and 10.
Come on, set, ready.
Here's a throw. It's a screen play for Allen. And that will not be enough for a first down.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
5 men now in the secondary for the Eagles on 3rd down.
Ready.
Setting up to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
Ready.
Offense staying out there on 4th. They say no to a 47-yard field goal.
Ready. Ready.
4th down, pass coming. Pass complete to Robinson. He takes it in. Touchdown, New York. The Giants can tie it up in the 2nd after cutting into the lead. Extra point attempt coming from Sanders. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants tie things up at 14. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Fielded at the 7. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Eagles getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10. Going with Bigsby here. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. Run lost him a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11. Back to throw. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
Okay, we've seen this running back pretty busy here early on in the passing game, and not just with checkdowns. You can tell this was going to be part of the game plan, and I don't think one incompletion here to him is going to deter that effort.
They'll air it out on 3rd. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be stopped right around the 37. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
Shotgun give now to Bigsby. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Short pass brought in. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
And then Eagles first down. An 8-yard pickup. First down, Eagles.
On the give, it's Bigsby. He is stopped with authority there, but that stop came later than they'd like as he gets a good bit and that first down.
14 yards.
New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38.
First down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They'll run here on first down. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send him backwards. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Fits it through the middle. He gets it in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles take a second quarter lead. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he could rumble the whole way home.
Can't think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way? Wants to stop him anyhow? The answer? Nobody.
Kicking off for Philadelphia.
Johnson with a return here. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up first and 10. Throwing from the gun here. On the move, headed right. Connection made with his running back. This is Cam Scannaboo. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
Timing on routes change when you leave the pocket. It really does become, well, the schoolyard. And you got to scramble around. What a great adjustment to still deliver a clean ball.
It's Johnson on second down. For a second, we both thought he'd get the first, but he winds up being just shy of a gain of 8, third down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Ready.
Third and a lone yard coming up.
Blue check. Ready, set.
A give. This is Johnson. Space, left sideline, and he's off to the races. He does it. Touchdown, New York. The Giants earn the chance to tie before halftime.
Hit that play right there. That run is exactly why this team wanted this rookie on their roster. It is so hard to break away from the pack at the NFL level, but this rookie is putting on a show.
That one right down the middle. And the Giants tie this game at 21. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Here's a return from the 7. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Philadelphia settled and ready. It's first and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped and incomplete on first down.
You feeling lucky? Well, do you? Well, he should, because quarterback got away with one right there. That was an easy pick dropped by the defense.
So play number 1 almost ended this drive. Let's see what play number 2 has in store. They're going to throw out of the gun. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Okay, this defense finally said enough, ripped up that script. They have seen him be way too productive. Time to start fighting him for every single throw.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on third down. Third and long. They're going to throw. Hits him on the out route. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Throwing from the gun. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. First time this game they've looked to him. So now it's going to be third and long.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Here he goes, third and long. Pocket isn't moving up. They're able to drop it. And that sack brings the offense to fourth down.
Staring down, that down in distance. It was going to take some type of big play offensively to extend the drive. But all that sack did was create a bigger play for the defense.
The Giants using their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. The Eagles are in punt formation. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. That's taken at the 15. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive.
Ready.
Back to throw on 1st and 10. That one's intercepted. Ernest Jones with the pick. And this is going to be a pick 6. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Eagles break that tie and now lead by 7. A quick chance at redemption after that pick 6 as it's sent away. Starting from the 5. They get to him before it can amount to much, just beyond that 15-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. Has some daylight through the 40. And this will reach the red zone. He takes it down to the 17. All right, timeout taken by the offense. 5 seconds left, and they can take some points into the locker room on this final play of the half. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. From the left hash, 34 yards away. Sanders sends it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Dude, that's just an excellent play call to get a chunk of yards and set up that field goal before halftime. Job well done.
So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half, or if we get a play from scrimmage, as this one's away. And it looks like we're going to have time for one more play here, Brock, because this one goes for a touchback. last play before the break.
Let's go now. 19.
They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Looking to throw. Forced out to his right. Moving right, airs it out down the sideline. His final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment.
Jason Sanders set to kick off.
Well, if you love high-scoring games, no doubt you have been glued to your television so far. And no signs of slowing down as we begin our second half. He's got a lane up past the 30. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kate. That just infuses everybody. A little more bounce in your step now, both in and out of the huddle. And you want to pay off your special teams that sets you up for success.
Okay, and the wide receiver's going to get it to begin the drive. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run where they hoped. Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
And they went 3 yards the wrong way to start this drive out. Here's 2nd and 13. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's got Devontae Smith. On the move, past the 40. Keeps on moving into the red zone. And he gets it in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. One after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles drive their lead to 11.
Giants 24. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Returnable from the 2. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. New York to the line. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Check.
Scatterboo now from the gun. Oh, he lost the football. And the Eagles get to it. Not much added after the recovery, partner, so that is where they'll take possession from the fumble. While the new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover.
You know, this just can't happen on 1st down. It really can't. I mean, ball security's at a premium on every down, every distance. But on 1st down, it is especially a killer.
So the nice defensive play, all for naught. He was down first, no fumble. Completed over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Good momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
Set. Ready.
Driving forward with Scatterboo. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop him behind the line. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
No, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going. It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
Steel. Black. Set. Set.
3rd down from the gun. By his running back, Allen. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And it's good for a New York 1st down.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on third down. And that's exactly the result they needed. Enough to keep this drive moving.
First down. Here's Allen. And this drives him back out of field goal range, Brock, as he stopped for loss of yardage.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
That throw behind his intended target.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
So after that prior incompletion, it's third down.
Set, hut. You, yellow. Hut, hut.
Long throw, third and long. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle. Well, no luck on his first look of the game, and they're going to be stuck with a fourth and long.
I'll say, Kate, that defense looked even better, sharper on third down than they did on second. They played that one so tight there was no window to throw.
Jason Sanders on for the field goal. This from the right hash and a considerable distance. Oh, it's a fake. They're going to throw it. No place to go. They get him to the turf and force a turnover on downs. Now it looks like one of the Eagles is having some trouble out there and is in need of some assistance. The ball's on the 48. Here we go. First down. Now here he goes on the boot. Finds him on the crossing route. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
That's such a good example, Kate. You don't have to be an elite runner to be a good thrower of the football on the run. The same fundamentals, the attention to detail to be a good pocket passer, they show up on the run as well. That's an excellent job getting the completion.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. But give up the gut to Bigsby. And he drives that broke backward on a gain of 4.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Has him on the quick hitter. Ooh, and he's not going to score, but they're just a yard away now as this sets up 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
He keeps it himself. And he's in for the touchdown. The Eagles make it a 3-possession game.
Kate, I think 2 things were at play here. Not just the brute force to get it done on the QB sneak, but also the element of surprise to run it on 1st down. Job well done.
That one splits the uprights. And the Eagles push their lead to 18. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Returnable from the 1. Up beyond the 30. We've set it downs for him from the 31.
Ready.
They go play action on 1st down. Trying for the deep ball. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, New York. The Giants shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Malik Neighbors with a touchdown. Sanders connects on the point after. And the Giants make it an 11-point ball game.
42. Giants 31.
Sanders all set to send it away. Fields this one at the 3. This makes it up to the 25. vehicles getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Bigsby. He's able to manage a couple on that run.
That's the kind of yardage it's not going to kill this drive on the first play. But it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
It's a design boot. He rolls to his right. Moving right, airs it out down the sideline. Big gain downfield. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. 1st down from the 42. Now it's Bigsby. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
Okay, the 2-yard run on 1st down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule. You're going to have to pick up the pace.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Looking to his running back, incomplete. That play's going to bring up 3rd down.
As quarterback, you love when that screen pass is called. At least I used to. And you want to attract that defense and all those guys coming after you. But you also got to find a throwing lane. And he couldn't do it on that one.
To the air on 3rd and long. It's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Devontae Smith, the intended target. So that brings up 4th and long.
Jake Elliott on for the field goal. A 57-yard attempt.
It's far enough, but no good. He sent it just a little bit right. And the game stays at 11.
Well, once you get out beyond 50 yards, everything in the process has got to be perfect. It's a good effort, but it's going to wind up off the mark.
Finds a seam down the middle. And they're going to stop him after he gets this to the 26. He picks up 28 on the play. And the Giants are going to have the 1st down. Working quickly here.
10, right, 97.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
Come on, set. Ready?
It's Scatterboo on 2nd down. And a decent run gets about 4. It's going to be 3rd down.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
Ready, ready. 6, 50, green, set.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
We see this all the time. The number one thing you see NFL defenses do to try to force that 4th down, it's down coverage. Put your cover guys on the field. Let the boys up front cut it loose with pressure. And let the cover guys go shut it down. Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field. That's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
That lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Return starts at the 3. He stopped on the run back at the 27. Philadelphia settled and ready. It's 1st and 10. Running left with Bigsby. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. That's 16 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Philadelphia 1st down.
Well, more often than not, it's a passing game that's asked to go from 1st down to 1st down in just one play. Get that big play potential on the ground, jeez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
What a jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. A very active quarter for us. Plenty of points in that frame as we reach the end of 3. It's Eagles football trying to carry this lead across the finish line. First and 10 from the 43.
Here we go, set, go!
They run it again with Bigsby. And they're going to be humbled here on first down. They're going to wind up losing yards on this play.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call for the defense, that came at the perfect time.
Offense to the line for second down. Pass play now. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Third and long for him here. Completed to his running back. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down the completions. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
And this will stick him back a ways. That punt hits and jumps out of bounds near the 14.
At their own 14-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. First and 10.
Let's go.
Throwing off the play fake. They're in trouble now, and the ball is out. And they scoop it up. Time to push for the line. And they retain possession, so that's a positive, but that's the end of them, Brock. They've lost yardage on that fumble. Almost the impact play this defense was searching for, but they could only get half the job done, partner. Fumble forced, but they couldn't recover.
I'll tell you what else it forces, though. That coordinator, that play caller on the other side, now got a little bit of doubt about his ball handlers. Got to have better ball security than that.
And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Quinion Mitchell. Now, in that spot, Brock, I think his first priority is just getting a throw of some kind of way and avoiding the safety, right?
Yeah, no question about it, Kate. And I know it's so easy for us up here in this comfy booth, armchair quarterback, but you can't ever relax when you're reading the coverage just because you're worried about taking a safety. You still got to stand, you got to deliver, and you got to take care of the football.
This is Bigsby. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. Hoping to head in the right direction and save this drive early. Here's second and 13. Again, it's Bigsby. Not much space available there. Maybe two. That brings up third down.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
They'll air it out on third. Buys time, rolling right. And it is intercepted, but he couldn't stay in bounds. Ooh, offense catches a break there. A lot of pressure on this kick for Jake Elliott. This 42 yards from the right half. Elliott connects there. And it's now a two-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
It doesn't take a math major, Kate, to realize how important that field goal was. It's now a two-score game really late and puts them in the driver's seat to go and finish this thing with the win.
Fielded at the 7. Coverage team tracking him down as he reaches the 35.
Giants take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard
starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. He's throwing deep to the left side. And they took their shots, but unsuccessful on that first down throw. Swatted away by the defense.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Ready.
Looking to throw here. He's trying to go deep again. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up. It cost him that catch.
Got a man downfield. This is Neighbors. And they're going to keep moving forward, brought down inside the opposing 30.
Gain of 36 yards. And the Giants first down.
Right.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
He's going to throw it again. Right back to Neighbors, and he's got it. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. Offense in the hurry up here.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the Eagles' 24-yard line.
Throwing it again here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And it's 3rd down now.
Ready. Red. 38. Hut.
Throw here. 3rd down. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown. The Giants now within 1 score in the 4th. Quite the strike to his tight end, and the patience he showed waiting for that to break open. That was awesome, and it's rewarded with 6.
You know, it should be simple, Kate, right? In philosophy, it should be simple. Just plaster that big guy. Throw bodies at him and cover.
And he goes down. The pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead. And the hits just keep coming for them on this play, it seems. Elsewhere on the field, they've got a player hurt and in need of some attention. So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. And that kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. So we got a touchback. This drive will start after 35. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line. 1st and 10. Handoff here for Bigsby. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. Following the run, we see he's still out there dealing with some sort of injury. They'll head out to check on him.
Ready, set.
Well, they went 3 yards the wrong way to start this drive out. Here's 2nd and 13. He'll look to throw. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Back to throw. Going to let this one fly deep downfield. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he gets it in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles making a 2-possession game here in the 4th. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles push the lead up to 12.
52. Giants 40. Jake Elliott to kick off.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Return starts at the 9. Showing a little burst so far. He's racing past midfield. The field flipping effort there as he's brought down on the opposite side of the 50.
Hey, listen, I get it. I'm as guilty as anyone. So hyper-focused on offense and defense, often forgetting it's special teams in a play like that that can swing a game. What a great return now to start out on the short field. And you've got to believe all this offense is thinking is let's capitalize and find that end zone.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
5, 97, ball red. Ready.
They'll go play action. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. Not on the same page with his tight end. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that's your ultimate.
He's got it inside the 10. They're going to have 1st and goal as he gets this down to the 4.
36 yards. And the Giants, 1st down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Strikers.
The flag comes out. This is going to back them up to the edge of the end zone. There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost them 5 yards. Well, the jumpiness cost him 5. 1st and goal a little bit tougher here.
Here we go.
They'll run here following the penalty. And they only get one of those 5 yards back on 1st down. So they've got 2nd and 14.
10 cycles.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. And the defender comes away with it. And the Eagles will be set up at the 20-yard line following that interception. Eagles getting ready. Here comes 1st and 10. Running right is Bigsby. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Shotgun give now to Bigsby. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of 2 follows up a gain of 1, and now they're left with 3rd and 7.
Gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. 4th down coming up. He has it at the 22. Escapes the defender. That's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10.
Yellow, 22. Eagles blue. Set.
Shaking off the pit quickly. He's going to throw. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. You got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing them. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20. Back to throw. Taking a deep shot here. And this is going to end up incomplete. Really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
That's somebody they're going to look for if he has any space deep. That space, though, Kate, just disappeared between when he let that pass go and when he actually made it down the field.
Oh, no, they get him yet again. And the Eagles get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season. Philadelphia settled and ready. It's 1st and 10. Going with Bigsby here. And the Stop comes at the 15-yard line as he gets them into the red zone. We'll pause now for an injured player, and it looks like he's worse for wear after handling that last carry. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's not going to be happy picking himself back up after this. They're sent backwards on first down. That one felt kind of counterintuitive there, Brock. They load up the line with that extra blocking, and then the run goes out to the edge anyway.
That's right. You put two tight ends on the field, yeah, you can live with a stalemate. It's hard to move people in the NFL, but you do not want to go backwards.
They give it to him again. And he's going to work ahead for a couple here. It's third down now. From the gun, it's a give to Bigsby. And he's going to be stopped well shy of that first down marker. Call it a yard. That means fourth down coming up. Jake Elliott out to put up 3 for the Eagles. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. Elliott connects there. And go ahead and make this a 15-point game now.
That kick, well, it throws a roadblock up on some of the remaining avenues to get back in this game and really leaves only one remaining. It's going to take 2 touchdowns if they want a shot at it. And we know those odds, they're getting pretty long.
Here's Robinson with the return. Jukes away from one. Showing a little burst so far. And that'll put him up across the 35-yard line as they begin the series.
36-yard line.
Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up first and 10.
Check pitch. Ready?
Drive begins with a run by Johnson. Oh, the football's loose. And the Birds got to it. Well, where one defender failed, Brock, another succeeded. He shook free of that first tackle, but the next guy not only made that hit, but knocked it loose as well.
Kate, as we saw when he broke that first tackle, he can absorb a shot. Right, he's got great what they call contact balance to absorb it and keep going. But that second hit, well, that drove the ball free and leads to this takeaway.
Lining up to take a knee on second down. So the Eagles will fly out of here with a road win. And they take the first skirmish with their division rivals with a chance at a sweep awaiting them later in the year in their building.